Back to the historic Baba Yara Sports Stadium for match day 14 of the Ghana Premier League as we wrap up our coverage here. It is Asante Kotoko who are back home against Dreams FC. The Porcupines have played 4 games and have not won any, and are looking at getting back to winning ways. For Dreams FC, they are coming into this game on the back of that victory against Bechem United. But the interesting thing here is a father and son affair. Karim Zito coming up against Wilfred Domon. My name is Mutala Yakubu. You're watching TV3 and Onuya TV, and it's the Ghana Premier League powered by Adisa Production Limited. And I've been joined by Jeffrey Asare, a man who knows Ghana football inside out. He knows the Baba Yara Sports Stadium very well, and I'll be bringing him into the conversation. But the Ghana Premier League, as you know, is very big on social media, and you can follow us on all our handles so that you don't miss a thing. On Instagram, it is Ghana League _. On TikTok, it is Ghana League. Snapchat, YouTube, it is Ghana Premier League, and TikTok as well. You can follow us on Ghana Premier League. All the highlights are posted there. You can watch every single tackle that they make, every single goal that is scored in the Ghana Premier League right here on all our social handles. Jeffrey Asare back here, big one. We'll delve straight into the Kotoko game, but before that, yesterday, Hartlepool, boy oh boy, they needed that win against Nations FC.
Well, the decision and the reason why they said they want to go to University of Ghana Sports Stadium hasn't proven them right. So far, against Vision, they won yesterday. Vision was Mauli Wayo yesterday. Hamza Issa, brilliant goal. But listen, the goal was worked by George Paku. His ability to hold on to play 5 seconds made it possible for Hamza Issa to position himself and not the ball. Was a great header for him and a good win for Accra.
Of course, it was a good win for them. So Mauli Wayo coming in, and Hamza Issa, who has been in the news of late because his agency, that is Pro Sports International, notified Hartlepool they wanted to terminate his contract. Was that a good response from you to Hartlepool?
Well, it's a good
I can still do the job.
It's a good response to tell us that, listen, I'm a good guy. You can't, salary or whatever, just make sure that you put pen to paper and get the right thing done, because you can't lose me. I'm too precious and quality for you not to. So it's a statement for him to score and remind us that you can't lose such a good player.
Of course, and Hamza Issa is certainly a good player. Hartlepool have him in their ranks, and he scored the only goal for them yesterday. Big one. But the other Premier League games that are currently being played, we know that Bechem United are drawing goalless with 11 wonders at the moment. Baseke Holy Stars, they have taken the lead against Samatex. Swedru All Blacks are also drawing goalless with Vision. There's also Young Apostles against Karela, but Holy Stars are leading Samatex. I mean, you told me about the fact that Holy Stars can be any team up there.
Well, I mean, you realize that, look, you are John Smith is a very experienced coach. You should know that. He's a former top player and experienced coach. What he's doing is to get the boys to understand that where we find ourselves is very bad. We are in crisis, but we can get out of it. And he's doing the basics. When he went to Doma, he made sure that he played 9 men behind them. But the most important thing for him is to get a draw there. He's done that. He come home, he's getting the needed 3 points. So that's a good thing that he's doing. He's made the boys believe in themselves again, that they have the capacity and the ability technically to get a job done. So far, so good for him.
Of course, and we'll give you all the updates on the other games that are being played. But here, it is Asante Kotoko coming up against Dreams FC, and that is the game we're showing you live on TV3 and on Onuya TV. We take a quick breather. When we return, we delve deep into the discussions. It's a Super Sunday here at the Barbaira Sports Stadium. Asante Kotoko already at the venue. There you see them coming down from the bus. Lots of the players are injured at the moment. Lord Amua also not available. He is joined the Black Galaxies camp. So Karim Zito has just a little pool of talent to select from. For Dreams FC, Wilfred Dormon is their head coach, and he is coming into this game against a manager that he views as his father in football. That is Karim Zito. So it promises to be an interesting one here at the Barbaira Sports Stadium. So here with Jeffrey Asari, father and son affair, just like me and you. But we are not facing each other. They are facing each other. Big one.
Well, it's very interesting when certain things happen. One, the young man has learned from his father for years. He's now had opportunity where the father has then been elevated to come to Asante Kotoko, has moved on. He has taken over the realms of Dreams MC. But this is the opportunity for the son to prove that the father has taught him well. So he needs to make the father suffer.
He says this is an emotional game for him.
Well, so he should apply the emotional intelligence to make sure that he gets his boys ready to prove to the father that he really taught him well. The only way he can prove that is by making sure that Dream give Kotoko a hell of a time today. It's very, very important that he does that. He exhibits that in today's encounter.
Of course, but looking at Kotoko and the number of injuries in their squad, Dreams FC are coming off the back of that win against Bichim United, so they have a confident booster. Kotoko, 4 games, no win.
Well, that is unlike Asante Kotoko, the team that is always expected to win almost every game. That has been the history of the club. Unfortunately, that's the situation now. But as a coach, you have the opportunity of registering over 25 to 30 players. So your responsibility is to make sure it doesn't matter the injury level. It happens everywhere in the world. You must get the players to get the results for you. That is what Karim Zito must do. He must get the result today. It doesn't matter what the situation today. Kotoko must get the 3 points. If they get a 3 point, they go 24 points, they will be third. They will dislodge from third to fourth. They will be third. And then they will be in contention. Between them and Adriana Stadler Alini is just 3 points. So it's a must win for Asante Kotoko today. The supporters are not happy. They need to put smiles on the face of the supporters. The only way to do that, get a 3 points today. It doesn't matter who is playing. If you don't, the Kotoko just say your responsibility is to make sure that you glitter and get the results.
Of course, and on your screens there, the last 5 games that the Porcupine Warriors have played. I know that they lost to Hoho United. That 1-0 defeat really haunted them before that FA Cup tie where they won. They also drew with Mediama 2-0 here at this venue. It wasn't a good one for them, but they won against Baseke Holy Stars. They lost against Baseke Holy Stars by 2-1. Yeah, before they won against Young Apostles. Yeah. That last-minute penalty from Samba. Oh no, it's been a terrible time for Asante Kotoko, struggling to even come up with the first 11.
No, the challenge, even Kotoko now, is when they go down. You remember Baseke, Richmond Somia scored. Then you also talk about the game again where William Odo's free kick. When Kotoko goes down here against Mediama, you see Mubarak and Fodro. Then Kotoko have to come back to Peter Midwakwa and also Samba O'Neill's last minute goal. So when Kotoko goes down by a goal, it is difficult for them to club. Even when the club is a draw, that has been the major setback that Kotoko has been going through. When they go down earlier, it struggles to win the game. It either end in a draw or a loss. That is something today they need to avoid. They have to go ahead first rather than allowing Dreams to score first. If Dreams score first, they'll be in trouble.
It's been a tough time for Asante Kotoko, but as you know, both teams are at the Barbaira Sports Stadium and ready to do battle. That is the Asante Kotoko dressing room. A lot of their players are currently injured, but we know that one man is starting today. Walid Fuseni has the opportunity. He started off the bench against Hoho United. Today, he is starting this game.
He's a creative spark. I mean, when it comes to the ball, his ability to dribble, his ability to pass, sometimes the problem is over elaboration and finishing, but he's a creative spark. If you have him and Hubert in the team, you know that you are reliable to push more balls forward for Donzo that is playing, for Inusa that is playing. So he needs to get on the ball more often. He's creative. He's a delight to watch. It creates a problem for defender because when he can't 1v1, he know he's going to beat you. So today, he and Hubert have the responsibility to make sure that they supply a lot of the balls to the forward players to make sure that they get a needed win in today's encounter.
Of course, and it looks like Dreams FC have made some bold changes in their team. Gideon Sesiako, who has been the number one, the safest pair of hands for them, not in the starting 11. And there was also Suraj Seidu not available.
Well, I mean, it's all the... Look, Dreams FC's problems. One, defensive lapses. You know Cristiano Usu, the game against Mediama. He was the reason why Mediama won by 2-1 against Adriana. That the city-based goal was Cristiano Usu. He plays so last minute, defensive lapses. Then up front also inability to be clinical. They are not creating chances. That is the problem of Dream FC. In the course of the apart from the game against Karela, they've lost all the away matches. They've been very poor away. Even home, they lost against Azul, lost against Oblak. So Dreams FC have been highly inconsistent this season. And
well,
that's the reason
very
why
inconsistent for Asante Kotoko. The last 4 games has been a very, very terrible period for them. 4 games, no win. Karim Zito says that they cannot afford to drop points today. Coach, another match day here against Dreams FC. 4 games in the league, no win. How important would it be to get 3 points here today?
The importance of this game is to win. At all costs, we have to win. We don't have any excuse because really, as I said, I've been saying all the time, we want to win the league. Winning the league, we don't have to be losing, drawing. I don't think it's fair. We have to be honest with ourselves. So today, we need nothing about for win.
You're coming up against a team you know so well. You're coming up against a manager that you train in Wilfred Dortmund. What kind of game are you envisaging from them?
Well, we know each other. He's my boy, as you said. But today we see a different Kotoko altogether. Yeah. No.
You don't have most of your players around through injury. And Lord Amoa, who's been performing well, has also joined the Black Galaxy camp. Is that not going to affect your team today?
It will affect me, but at all costs, I have to also to play because the boy, this is the bigger opportunity for him. I don't think he has ever been to the national team before. And currently he's in top form. And definitely, I shouldn't be very selfish. I have to manage that position for him to go.
Coach, wish you all the best.
Thank you very much.
Coach, big one here, Dreams Kotoko. First of all, you are coming up against a man you call your father in coaching. What kind of game are you envisaging today?
Well, yeah, very emotional, but the professional attitude of Wilfred Dortmund has to come to bear. Yes, I'm envisaging a game that will be purely tactical. We have a plan. We want to make sure that we allow them to have the ball in zone 1. But as soon as they move into the mid-block, we expect to close them down, deny them the penetration, win the transition ball, and then hit them on the counter-attack. It is something that we have rehearsed throughout. And we also want to manage the set pieces, especially the attacking set pieces for us.
Now, Kotoko have not won any of their last 4 games in the Ghana Premier League. You won your game in match day 13 against Brekum. You won your last game against Bichim United. How important is that win, and how important is it for you that Kotoko are not even playing well?
Well, the last win over Bichim really gives the team momentum, really gives us some confidence coming into this game. We are not looking at Kotoko, but we are making sure that we recover because we've lost a lot of points on the journey. So we expect to take the game to them. We expect to make sure that at the end of 90 minutes, Dreams FC salvage something, pick something from this game. And it's very, very possible.
Thanks very much, Coach.
You're welcome.
For the first time this season, I have seen a very confident Wilfred Dortmund coming into a game like this. It's not going to be easy for Dreams, who have been bad travelers as well.
No, he's confident because he had the opportunity of meeting the father. He wants to show something small that he learned to the father. But on the more serious note, they need to try and push Kotoko to the limit because their performance away have not been very well. They were able to pick 1 point just against Karela. They should be able to push Kotoko in, especially the time Kotoko is not having their full set. So they need to make sure and try their best to see whether they can get something out of this game.
Well, but let's see what Kotoko can do. But throughout the week, we're speaking to some personalities, and we caught up with former Mediama captain Joseph Tetezuta, who's been talking about how competitive the 2025-26 Ghana Premier League season has been.
Joseph Tetezuta is a simple football fanatic who is trying to contribute to the development of Ghana football. Okay, it all started in Takwa, where my dad was with UST, that is currently UMAT. And so I started a basic school there, and through there I had a coach team there to play Barcelona FC. So I played for Barcelona in the U12, and from there I moved to Liberty Babies in Accra, Dansuman, where I played up to the U17 level. So from there I went to the secondary school and prior to the university. say one coach is not known. His name is Muftau. He's in Takwa. He did so well for me at the time that I had to be transferred to Liberty. He was actually for free, just taken away, and because he knew the potential that I had. Coach Karim Zito also did so well, I would say, because from at the time, third division level, he was the one who was handling us. He encouraged me a lot, and if I come from school and we have a game and I have to study for, maybe I have a quiz or something, he would isolate me, give me a different room to make sure that I can concentrate on my studies then before I also do my training. One thing Tony Buffett always tells me is that there is no elevator to success. You have to take the stairs. We many a time want to get there, but we don't want to prepare ourselves. For me, growing up, I knew I was going to be a professional player. I had that conviction, and I was preparing myself. I wasn't in a rush because I knew there were people ahead of me who had done some, and then obviously it would get to attempt to also do some. At the time, we could see the big players, and they motivate us a lot. We know that they were doing something good, and the pathway was there, and if you do well, you're going to get there. And so for us, it was about focus, it was about hard work, it was about discipline and timing, and good timing, because you would know that you prepare yourself well and wait for the opportunity, and the opportunity comes and you're able to grab it, you are going to make it. My name is Joseph Tetezuta, former captain of Mediama Sporting Club from 2018 to 2023. Keep watching the Ghana Premier League.
In the heart of Ghana, a nation rich with natural resources and vibrant culture,
The Garden City, match day 14 of the Ghana Premier League. Asante Kotoko come up against Dreams FC at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Kotoko coming to this game from a defeat to Hoho United FC last weekend in Hoho, but they made up for a win in the FA Cup during the midweek. For Dreams FC, they are coming into this game on the backdrop of a win against Bechem United at the Tuba AstroTurf last week, and in a confident mood coming to this game against the Porcupine Warriors. My name is Nana Dako Jesse, together with Kelvin Owusu and Sam, were your commentators for this afternoon's game here at the Baba Yara Stadium.
A very big game on our hands. It's a master and apprentice affair. The two sides haven't had the best of results from this season. They'll be looking forward to picking up the pieces here. This is a ground Dreams FC love, but Asante Kotoko cannot afford to drop any more points.
Kotoko head coach Abdul Karim Zito combined with the Dreams FC current head coach Wilfred Dormon to help the club reach Confederations Cup semi-finals 2 seasons ago, but this time they have to play against each other. As Kelvin stated, it's a master and apprentice affair, or better still, a father and a son affair. The big question is, who will get the bragging rights this afternoon here in Kumasi?
Well, that is one to take, and the two would be very much eager. Lots of talking points around this game, and definitely the master be very much determined to get the points for Kotoko. That victory in the FA Cup may be setting on for another victory.
A couple of changes to the team that lost to Hoho United last weekend in Hoho. Mohamed Kamara maintains his place, but there's an unusual right-back position for Joseph Amwa. Hamzata comes into central defense to partner Samba One with Zakaria Fuseni dropping to the bench. Asiedo returns to take his place at left-back with Inusa, Fuseni, Amidu, Kojose, Jehu, and Donzo completing Kotoko's lineup this afternoon here in Kumasi. Obviously, the go-to man for goals will be Morifin Donzo for Kotoko.
He hasn't been able to hit his purple patch, but there's a lot at stake for the Porcupines. It's one Karim Zito cannot afford to miss out. He'll definitely be looking forward to grabbing all 3 points, and it's quite impressive how Joseph Amwa, being a utility, has offered them that opportunity to play him in the absence of Lord Amwa.
Kotoko are missing the service of Lord Amwa, who has travelled to the Black Galaxies for the international friendly on Tuesday against the Bafana. On the other side, Dreams are missing Surak Seidu. Our referee for today is George Efa Sojonu. He's assisted on the lines by Haruna Yakubu and Joseph Tay. William Agbovi Jr. is our fourth referee, with Richard Idrisu as the match commissioner. 17-year-old Osman Rahman gets a second start for Dreams in the Premier League, with Owusu Kumayaro and Adade completing the back four. Nemodin Anyable Aminu, Chris Guede and Nazir Shaban Mohammed in that midfield. Razak Salifu leading the attack for the Still Believe boys this afternoon here.
That's quite surprising now. Gideon Sisiako has been dropped to the bench, and they'll be looking forward to having that confidence from someone like Adams Aminu, who's playing right behind. Wilfred Dormon knows that everything at stake is for the team to try pick up the pieces. A good point here at the Barbara Sports Stadium will be very much pivotal to their success. And you look at Kofi Koma Jr., Yara Isaac still in the defense. Aminu Adams would have to fill in for Surat Seidu, who is missing the game, and his creative ability would be very much important.
The Porcupines in their traditional red and white. Dreams FC in dominant white, black, and lemon green to match here at the Baba Yara Stadium. Wilfred Dormon will be looking forward to an interesting contest with his godfather in coaching, if you can put it that way. He learnt a lot under Abdul Karim Zito when the pair worked together at Dreams FC. Set to go. Dreams will get us going this afternoon here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, and Abdul Razak Salifu kicks off this afternoon's fixture here in Kumasi. It's Kotoko versus Dreams. Here is Samba O'Neill, the Kotoko captain. First touch of the ball. Walid Fuseni back to Samba.
It's going to be quite interesting how the Porcupines will pick up the pieces, starting from the central defense, where they've made another change. It's a whole new partnership once again. Musa Hamzat are playing with Samba O'Neill. This is about the 7 different partnerships the club has seen this season.
Karim Zito has had to deal with shuffling of his cards, basically due to the unavailability of these players because of injuries. Kotoko might just be the team in the Premier League with the tallest list of injured players. Here is Adade.
Well, Adade was a bit shaky when Dreams FC played their last 2 games, but he's expected to be the most experienced member of the team. In the absence of Suraj Saidu, he should be able to lead the team to get in much more confidence from this venue where he's actually played before.
Isaac Yarrow to Adade. Adade was looking for Shaban, but there's a clearance from Patrick Isiedu for a Dreams throw-in.
Well, Patrick missed the last game for the Porcupines in the Ghana Premier League. He's very much trusted at left-back position. Should be able to curtail the run from Adade and Nimodine.
Adam Minusa. Asiedu gets the ball away, but Kuma has it back to Yarrow. That's what to control the ball to Donzo. Jehu switches to the right side where Joseph Amwa improvising a left-footed player on the right side of defense for Kotoko. And Amwa swings in across and it's straight to Rahman Osman.
He's going to whip in a number of these. But as to how he's going to find the intended target, Morifin Donzo, there's a question many will be asking. He hasn't really been impressive with the aerial duels. And I'm sure that we expected a lot more from him, an improvement from the previous games.
Here is Walid Husseini trying to get back to Patrick Asiedu. Asiedu, short of options, he finds Samba O'Neill. Now Walid Husseini down to Inusa, but the flag is up for offside against Adam Inusa.
That was too quick a run there from Adam Inusa. He was very much close, and I think that probably would have been on the blind side of the assistant referee. It was Claire Kofi Kuma Jr. played him on.
Yarrow to take the free kick for Dreams. He goes low and finds Adams Aminu, but it's Patrick Asiedu all the way back to Mohamed Kamara, who will still be looking back at that goal conceded at Hohoi last weekend and be asking himself whether indeed he could have done better after that well-taken free kick beat him completely last weekend. He did concede against Future Stars in the FA Cup, but Kotoko did well to pick up qualification. Here is Morifin Donzo. Joseph Amwa. Samba. Hamza Tato. Asiedu. Go pass and play from Kotoko. Here is Neymar. Lovely ball into the box. It's flicked by Donzo, but it's no worry at all for Dreams FC.
That was quite a good way. Morifin Donzo wanted to flick it down for Peter Miduakwa, who was close by. But his intended idea could not have the right connection to keep the ball right in front of Peter to connect. That was an impressive sequence of play. But as usual, the final ball has been very little to be desired.
Mohamed Shaban. Abdul Razak Salif was gunning for it, but the flag is up for offside against Razak Salifu.
That was quite a very decent ball plunged through there. Razak Salifu could not really have the very best of games in the last 2 games, but he's very much eager to improve. He's young, he's vibrant, his work rate seems to be very high. All that matters is for you to be banging in the goals. That is your basic responsibility as a centre forward.
Having come through the ranks of the Black Starless team that played 3 years ago at the WAFU Championship in Cape Coast. Got a call up to the under-20 team that won the African Games but didn't make the tournament. Jew's cross. Walid Hussein is lurking. Brings it back to Esiedu. Got footwork from Esiedu. Now he finds Seth Kojo say Sambo O'Neill wants it and the captain gets it. Taylor's one down the left side looking for Walid Hussein. It's a good play but the ball had already gone outside. Good decision. Goal kick.
Well, that was too much there from Walid Hussein Neymar. Brilliant idea. Switch of play there from the captain, Sambo O'Neill. It took a little bit of a delay. The touch let him down. That was always going to go over the touchline. And he's wriggling in some pain there.
Injury concern for Walid Hussein Neymar. He had injury worries even before he joined Asante Kotoko. That even delayed his transfer to Asante Kotoko. He has not been fully fit since joining the Porcupine Warriors. And, you know, he going down in this early stages of the game will provide serious concerns for Abdul Karim Zito. And there you see Baba Yaya being asked to get up and warm up.
You can clearly see he's playing instead of Baba. And Baba definitely knows that in his absence, he definitely needs to step up and pick up the pieces. Walid has been impressive in the last couple of games. It should be expected to get the Porcupines going. It will be quite unfortunate to lose yet another player after Kotoko has suffered a number of injuries in the last couple of games.
Good defending from Hamzata, but referee sees the flag of the assistant referee up and whistled because Razak again found himself in an offside position. Just right ahead of Hamzata there.
It was quite poor judgment there from Razaki. He's eager to get on the score sheet. But that was very much basic. He should have identified that loose end.
Samba O'Neill to Musa Hamzata. Here is Patrick Esiedu. One of those players who did not return from injury early enough to make up the Black Galaxies team in South Africa. As a matter of fact, the Black Galaxies coach, Kasemo Kansemengo, indicated to me Kotoko had about 5 players in the team, but they had to do without them because of the peculiar situation they find themselves in. They only released Lord Armour after the FA Cup to join the team.
Those are very genuine concerns. The Porcupines want their players to recover. They still have about 13 more players still on the injury list, and they wouldn't be very much happy in getting more players in the treatment room. It's quite a difficult campaign for them. The fixtures have come in fast and packed. You haven't really had a breather. For the little time they've had, some time to rest and recuperate. We've seen a number of players returning from injury like Kwame Poku, Walid, Hussein Lima, and a couple of others.
Here is Owusu down the left-hand side. He swings in across. Razak improvising with an overhead kick. Shaban's effort blocked by Esiedu. Dreams corner.
It's going to be quite interesting there on the right-hand side of Kotoko's defense. Just say for one, not very much trusted right back because he's a left footer. So every time they have to pull wide and come to the right-hand side where they think they can have that glory in Shaban.
Amwa is away. Kote is injured. Another. This swings in across. Kamara misses. And Owusu races to get to it. 10 minutes at the Baba Yara. Chance for Dreams, but the flag is up. Offside against Nemodine.
What was he trying to achieve? You can clearly see That is also another close call for me. He was clearly onside, played on by Esiedu.
Chance for Dreams, but the effort from Mohamed Shaban is straight to Mohamed Kamara.
It's all about patience. When you find yourself in that position, you need to keep your calm. It was a bit of a rush there from Shaban Nazer trying to find the goal very soon. He had gotten past Patrick Esiedu. It's quite surprising why he was eager to take that shot instead of waiting.
Morifin Donzo, Hubert Jehu, Adam Menusa up against Owusu, brings it back to Joseph Amoa, and Amoa swings in across. Amidu Akwa is lurking, gets onto it. He's up against Shaban, got played from Akwa, but he's been outnumbered. And Kotoko will get a corner from the effort of Peter Amidu Akwa. Daring run from the youngster.
Has always been the live wire for this Porcupine team, and he did it once again. But credit to Shaban, safety first approach. He didn't want to take chances inside the penalty area.
Corner for Asante Kotoko. Patrick Esiedu to take for the Porcupine Warriors. One of the most consistent for Kotoko this season. He swings in across to the far post. Hamza Towers arriving, didn't make the needed contact. Hubert Joe's drive, and he goes out for a goal kick.
That was once again a very good belter there from Hubert Joe, but unfortunately it was just too far away. The pressure from Dreams. The delivery there, Hamza Towers a bit late, and Christian also had to head it out. The captain quickly recovering possession. Joe was quick in there, but it was always rising without the very best of controls and touches.
Joseph Amoa, Samba O'Neill, Musa Hamzata. Kotoko building up slowly but surely. Dreams very careful of how they are defending and getting numbers behind the ball as Asante Kotoko build up patiently to find that inroads into the final third. Samba O'Neill switches to Esiedu, who's got Walid Fuseni on his left. Esiedu hangs on, shows too much of the ball to Chris Yalvi, but he's ended up bringing him down, Chris, for a foul to Asante Kotoko.
Very needless tackle coming in there from Chris. It was very evident to know that Esiedu was just pulling away from a shooting range. There's no need to budge into your man like that. With an outstretched arm close to the referee, he was never going to pardon that. It's a good range for any of Kotoko's takers.
Time for young goalkeeper Roman Osman to be tested as Asante Kotoko plot and plan on how to execute this free kick. There's Esiedu and Walid Fuseni right over that one. Walid Fuseni kills one into the box and stopped by Razak. And Chris Yalvi swings one in. Nemo Dane is arriving for it. Good ball to Razak Salifu. Chance for Dreams. Good save, Kamara. Aminu. Nemo Dane. But Hubert Jehu steps up for Kotoko. Had the final touch on it. Throw into Dreams.
That was quite a great opportunity there for Dreams. It's quite surprising why Abdul Razak Salifu decided to take that effort that way. But credit to Kamara.
Seth Kujel says effort intercepted brilliantly by Adade. Here is Razak. Kelvin Ahiable switches to Shaban. Good tackle from Esiedu, clean one.
That was quite a clean tackle there from Patrick Esiedu. He's going to have one to deal with Shaban for the rest of this afternoon. He's very vibrant, he's very mobile. Esiedu must time his runs.
Yaro's ball in. Here is Morifin Donzo, gives away possession to Adade. Yalvi Chris, effort to Hamzata. That pass from Hamzata to Esiedu was not good. Hospital pass. lucky to have attracted the whistle from the referee, but that's the earlier chance to
Look at
Razak.
that delivery. Brilliant pass in there coming from Christian Owusu. Clever touch and control inside the penalty area. You should be finishing that.
Sometimes you sense that a bit of maturity could be doing the trick for this talented finisher. Esiedu to Aqua. Musa Hamzata switches to the right side and finds Joseph Amwa. Amwa has got Adam Aminu, but the flag is up against Aminu on the right side for offside.
Peter Amido the knee is very much quick and is clear. The assistant referee knew he was already ahead of every single player about the goalkeeper. He definitely needs to be very much concerned with how he takes off before he picks up the pass.
It's about 57 minutes and Holy Stars are leading Samatex 2-0. Here is Owusu. Clever play to goal pass Amino Adam. Kelvin Ahiable, got play from the Dreams midfielder. Swings one in. Nemodin goes ahead of Amwa. Here is Nemodin. Can he open the score? Brilliant play from Nemodin. Lovely. How did he miss it? Unbelievable. Rounds up the goalkeeper twice with the defenders, unable to score in an empty post. Nemodin. That is casting the stars.
That is so much unpardonable. Nemodin getting the better of the Kotoko defense. Got past Amwa, got past the goalkeeper Kamara. He had the net yawning, waiting to receive that ball. And he decided to hit it wide. It's quite been the characteristic of Dreams FC's attack this season. Creating all the glorious opportunities, but finding the target has been the problem. This is unpardonable. Quite disappointing.
And this could be a miss of the season contender. Nemodin knows too well. It's a big letdown. Dreams should have been on top. I tell you what, after 14 games in the Premier League, this is the clearest goal scoring opportunity I've seen missed by a player in the Premier League.
I put my money on that for all the votes that will come this season. You cannot create a wonderful chance for yourself like that and go ahead to miss it. That is unpardonable, and it was frustrating, you could see.
And for even the Kotoko officials like Kwabena Senso, he's surprised. Likewise, the Dreams FC official Enoch, they all know that Kotoko should have been down. This was a big, big chance.
You can pardon a team like that, especially Asante Kotoko, who have had that resilience of coming back every single minute in the game. He should have been able to hit the target. And Nemodin, very much workaholic, very much impressive.
How on earth did he miss this? To begin with, I like the composure, the presence of mind to just go around Amwa and Kamara. But how did he miss this? He didn't even raise up his head. He was just looking down and flopped this big-time opportunity, Nemodin.
Twice he faked the shot. One to get Amwa rolling down the ground. The second shimmy was to make sure Kamara went further down the ground with the net and the goal open to him. And you can see from him, he cannot be missing that, but he takes some inspiration from the bench. That should have been the opener.
Injury concerns, a shoulder worry for Asante Kotoko's Mohamed Kamara. He was completely beaten on that move by Nemodin, and he'll be thanking the stars that after Nemodin had toyed with himself and Joseph Amwa, he just failed to put that one at the back of the net.
It's clearly going to be a concern. Kotoko's trusted showstopper.
Aziz Aruna Dari, Asante Kotoko's reserve goalkeeper, already warming up as Kamara still receives treatment from the medical team on the pitch.
You can see the goalkeeper's coach, Joe Barr, former goalkeeper of Asante Kotoko, showing much concern. He's given the instruction to Aziz to start warming up as the other players would take quick reactions, but it looks like Kamara is very much okay. He may have to try for the next couple of minutes to see if he can stay in post.
The highlights of the last 20 minutes certainly and obviously will be that big miss by Nemodine. Kamara gets us going again. Here is Samba O'Neil.
There's a caution to Asante Kotoko. Dreams FC have very fast wingers. And Nemodine and Shaban, you leave the laterals to them at your own peril.
20 minutes at the Baba Yara Stadium in Kumasi. Asante Kotoko nil, Dreams FC nil. Here is Samba O'Neil. Hamzata. Amwa can't get to Adam Menusa as Owusu tracks back to his goalkeeper, Osman. Yaro. Kuma. Kelvin Ahiable. To Owusu. Is Nemodine up against Amwa. Kelvin Ahiable finds Yaobi Chris Goede, but he loses out to Asante Kotoko. Here is Adam Inusa. Seth Kojose. But diminutive lookalikes. I see a dude lops one looking for more. If in Donzo, Yaro is arriving. Donzo is beaten to it. Yaro clears it away. Shaban. Chris. Adade looking for Razak, but Samba is first to the ball. Said Kujose, referee whistles. There was an earlier infringement against Walid Fusaini.
That was a late challenge there coming in there from Walid Fusain Nima. That was quite a ball. That was for Chris. Guede, he hit Chris just from behind his ankle. It was clearly a foul.
3 fouls, Kotoko, 5 for Dreams. It's not been too physical.
These are normal tackles in the game you'd expect.
Asiedu to take, now he allows Hamzata to take up the responsibility. And he finds his captain Samba O'Neil. Joseph Amoa. So in the absence of Lord Amoa, the other right backs, Abubakar and then Kote, are all still nursing injuries, giving Karim Zito a lot to worry about in terms of personnel at that right back. Here is Amidu Akwa. Esiedu whips in across, away by Yaro. Flicked away by Razak, but he goes to Samba O'Neil. Switches to the left-hand side, but Asiedu just can't get to it. Goal kick.
That was quite an interesting play there from Asiedu. He whipped one in very early, but Isaac Yaro very much well positioned. Decided to clear it off, but Samba O'Neil's execution was quite not accurate. He was trying to pick up Asiedu on his run with the crossfield delivery, but that was too much for Asiedu to pick it up.
Chris got past to the right, but Shaban just can't sort his feet out to control that one.
Dreams have been very much intelligent, winning most of the scraps. The second balls are falling to them, and anytime they do that, looks like Kotoko's defense seems to be in jitters. But they haven't been able to really make very good decisions in getting to the last third of the pitch.
Adam Menusa. Joseph Amoa. O'Neil steps up. Asiedu weighs in across, sends one in, headed down by Kuma. Nemodine. Good tackle from Joseph Amoa. Now here is Adam Menusa. Jehu goes past his man, goes down, no foul. Aminu to Shaban. Adade. Chris Guede. Referee played the advantage, although Kojose went down for saying name to Amidu Akwa. He comes up against Yaro. Yaro shows great strength, and the ball falls to Rahman Osman. Morifin Donzo seemed to have left something on Kuma late.
I think that was very poor decision there from Peter. Over elaborated, delayed with the pass, decided to show some strength. But Yaro was too much quick, and it's quite surprising how Osman wanted to touch the ball with his foot before picking it up. He nearly found himself in a bit of danger. It's a lesson to him for the rest of the minute. He still seems lots more confident. And that is a role he would love to keep, which he has Gideon Sisiako to battle with.
Dream signed him from Wasorenante in the Division 1 last season. He kept 7 clean sheets in 18 appearances and 6 MVPs for a 17-year-old goalkeeper. Here comes Dreams. Owusu down the left side. He swings in across. Nemodin, but he can't make contact. Owusu's header again this time is out for a goal kick to Asante Kotoko.
A lot of vibrancy from Dreams FC. They are picking most of the aerial battles, winning them, picking the second balls, making it difficult for Kotoko to play comfortably. And that is clearly the game plan of Winfred Dorman, knowing that the Porcupines always need a bit of time to really put the asses together and build up from defense into attack. So far, his side has not conceded, and conceding less possession.
Aqua up against Adade. Esedu. Samba. Patrick Esedu, that's good footwork there. That's what to pick out Walid Husseini Neymar. He's up against Yaro again. The Dream centre-back shows great strength and desire to win the ball, and Shaban sends it back to Yaro, who clears it, but it goes as far as the Kotoko captain, Sambo O'Neill.
That was quite unfortunate for Dreams FC trying to build up on the break. Kotoko are still trying to find the right channel to plunge the ball through and find their goal scorers. They haven't successfully done that. There's been very little work for goalkeeper Roman Osman to do as compared to the Kotoko defense and goalkeeper.
Here is Patrick Esedu who sends in across. Nobody is arriving to connect for Kotoko. Now, Adam Menusa to Joseph Amwat. Space to shoot, but the effort is blocked.
And once again, an intent there from Joseph Amwa. Has been doing this in the last 3 games he's played for Asante Kotoko, trying to find the target with a long-range effort. But that was a poor kick.
Here we go. Flag is up against Amidu Akwa for offside.
Pitamidi should be checking his runs, but once again, you can justify the uproar from the fans and the technical team as well as Pitamidi Akwa himself. That was clearly a good run and very good pass that picked him up.
3 offsides. 4 Dreams, 2 Kotoko. And Amidu Akwa seemed to be the only Kotoko player to have been caught in those offside traps.
He's quick. He doesn't delay with his runs. So the passes should be coming a bit more early from the defense and the attackers.
Good switch from Jewu to Inusa. Lovely skill to go past his marker. Swings in across Walid Husseini and is missed from close range. Big chance missed by Walid Husseini Neymar.
That was a glorious opportunity for Walid Husseini. Look at that switch there. Clever dribble from Inusa. At that position, you should be forcing a save. At least the ball should hit the target. It's quite unimpressive from Walid Husseini, who is still trying to win the hearts of the Porcupines since joining them before the start of the season.
He was the main man at defunct Nswacheman last season and the season before. Played his best football under Maxwell Knedu en route to playing in the CAF Confederations Cup Here is Morefin Donzo. Hubert Jewu, chance for Kotoko. Jewu shoots. And he's missed. The chances are coming, and they keep missing them. And the bench is even surprised Jewu missed this one.
You can see from the reaction from Lawson Chameheno on the bench. That was quick, sweet passing between Donzo and Jewu. He was aiming for the near post, which was covered by goalkeeper Osman, making the angle very tight. That was powerful, but off target. And from that position, like I said, you need to be working the goalkeeper if you want a goal.
Jewu has warmed himself into the hearts of these Kotoko fans, and one thing that has made him even more important to this squad is his goal-scoring abilities. We've gone past the half-hour mark in Kumasi. At the Babayara Stadium is Asante Kotoko nil, Dreams FC nil.
It's quite impressive how things have panned out. Dreams have had a number of opportunities they could have scored. Kotoko with a decent couple of them in the last 2-3 minutes. But they haven't also made good use of it. There's been missed chances, missed opportunities. And these two teams and these two sets of players will be coming back to review these glorious chances they've missed.
Walid Fuseni is trying to flick one, but here is Morefin Donzo. Calculated defending from Dreams. Yaro and Adade combining to win the ball and eventually getting the free kick right in their own 18-yard box.
Karim Zito will be a bit more disappointed. It's always been the same sequence of play. But the control there from Morefin Donzo, a little to be desired. But something probably he needs to work on. His control, always moving the ball a couple of yards away from him.
So foot up against Morefin Donzo on Isaac Yaro. Referee had that one rightly spot on.
He's always making the balls 50-50 for himself and the opponent. And every time finding the difficult situation to quickly make amends. If you want to thrive in Ghana's top flight and Asante Kotoko, those are the rough edges he needs to sharpen.
Walid Fuseni picks it up for Aqua. The Dreams will clear their lines.
Where was the rush for Walid Fuseni? Trying to make that quick pass.
Kelvin Ahiableh for Dreams. He's seen the movement to Razak. He switches to the right where Nemodin has switched flanks. Here is Nemodin, surprises Kamara, and Kamara right alert. Razak was trying to pounce on the loose ball, but Kamara had to ensure that he had it well covered.
That was intelligent. Look at Ahiableh's pass, picking Nemodin, who was on the run. He had enough space, but someone else getting close meant he had to quickly play, trying to catch. Goalkeeper Kamara on the surprise. But even with an injured shoulder, Kamara managed to pick it on the second attempt.
Hamzata switches to Aqua. Steps up against Adade. Here is Aqua. He invited a tackle. And he's gotten what he wanted exactly. Challenge coming from Nemodin. Free kick Kotoko.
He knew exactly what he was doing, tearing away from his man. There was no way he was going to have anything on that. Adade getting away from that challenge, and looks like Chris had to join to make that tackle on Peter Amiduakwa. Very much stubborn.
Rescued Kotoko in the FA Cup last weekend in Ajiso. Together with Hubert Jewu, ensured Kotoko sailed through to the round of 32 after that 2-1 win over Future Stars during the midweek. They survived the early scare of conceding the first goal. Had to claw back to qualify. Here is Patrick Esiedu, sends one to the far post, is headed down by Ahiableh. Adonzo wins it for Kotoko. Here is Patrick Esiedu, all the way back to Kamara.
Very good recovery there from Morefin Donzo. He's found it a bit tight, playing in between Yara Isaac and Kofi Kuma Jr. But that was enough with his contribution to repel Dreams FC from quickly transitioning to another counter-attack.
Joseph Amoa. Adams in Usutu said Kujose. Threads one to Esiedu. Shooting range. falls in the process trying to shoot that. That's what to pick up Aqua. Good hold up play from Peter Amidu Aqua. Now Sambo O'Neill, he drives one straight into Chris Yalvi. Good play from Aminu.
There's that desperation from Asante Kotoko to find the goal before the halftime whistle. And that is quite unsettling them from making some very good decisions. And the opponent's defensive third.
Amidu Aqua swings one right in the box. Here is Walid Fuseni. Patrick Esiedu's efforts and is straight to Roman Osman.
That was the ball from Walid Hussein Neymar, bringing it under control. He was looking forward to picking it up himself, but it was quite unfortunate. He had to drop outside the penalty area, and Patrick Esiedu, weak effort and miscue, you can call it. Not the intended power and pace, precision he wanted with that drive.
Dreams of Adams, Aminu with some injury concerns, and so Charles Bartels is warming up. That's Amidu Akwa's ball to Fuseni, who tried to set up Patrick Esiedu, but that effort didn't have that kind of precision and accuracy to beat Osman Rahman.
That was it there from Patrick Esiedu, knowing him to have a very sweet left foot, but he hasn't really been accurate with it. And that will give an opportunity for the two coaches to have some good words.
And this missed opportunity certainly will be the biggest talking point of the first half. So that's the later one that came after the one that seemed to be the miss of the season contender.
Nimorina has found himself in some pretty good positions. His run, making sure he steals in behind and in between the Kotoko defensive players. But precision accuracy needs to be on a high. You need to be very much intelligent. If you're hitting it with confidence, you make sure you hit the target.
Dreams are occupying the 14th position on the league log, and guess what? They are 14 points from 14 games, so they're averaging a point per game. Here is Adam Inusa up against Owusu. Good play from Inusa. Sends one in, but is well curtailed by Yaro. And Kuma Jr. will get it away. Nemo De loses out. That's what to track back and clear it away. Only as far as Patrick Esiedu. It's Kotoko on the move now. Amidu Aqua. Square set for Patrick Esiedu. Audacious idea, was trying to win the sympathy of the referee, but he's not interested.
That was quite intelligent from Patrick Esiedu. Ingenuity at his best. That quick dink there. Dreams delayed. He got the touch to the ball, and that was quite a late challenge. You could say the referee might have spared Chris. He delayed with that tackle, and Esiedu got between himself and Shaban to make that touch.
The big question is whether it's enough to attract a whistle and subsequently a penalty for Asante Kotoko. Probably. Referee George Ifa thinks it was an easy fall.
While he was close to the action, and he knew probably the intent of the players. There are times the officials judge from the body language of these players to make certain decisions.
Hamzata beaten to it. His Dreams on the offensive. Here is Shaban on the right side. Shaban with a cross in and is well defended by Samba O'Neill.
That was quite another good break there from Dreams FC. Quick ball to find Shaban. And was looking for Abdul Razak Salifu to find himself in the right position, but Samba O'Neill read the situation. Good cover, good clearance.
Corner to Dreams. The captain of the day. Ebenezer Adade to take. And Adade whips one to the far post. It's flicked away by Samba O'Neill, the ever-present in the Kotoko backline. Here comes Adam Sinusa. It's 40 minutes at the Babayara. No goals to Kotoko in Dreams. Here is Adam Sinusa. Twisting and turning well for Asante Kotoko. Tries to find an inroad, but Dreams have more men at the back. Now Patrick Esiedu. Seth Kojel Saito. Samba O'Neill. Here is Joseph Amwa. Kells one into the Dreams, but Morphin Donzo on his chest. Junior chance for Adam Sinusa and it's straight to goalkeeper Romanosman. Kotoko have the lion's share of possession at 53 and Dreams on 47 at this point.
Morphin Donzo doing his best to make sure he gets fast to those deliveries. But Sinusa knows with his quality and his technique, he could have picked up that ball better.
Nemodine's cross and a goalkeeper Kamara makes light work of that one. He sent one in and Amidu Akwa shows interest, but good reading of the game, great anticipation from Rahman Osman. Kotoko throws one quickly, good play from Walid Fuseni. Yaro arrives and Yaro defends well, but referee whistles because it was an earlier foul just outside the box for Asante Kotoko.
Very good call there from Gideon. From George Efa, he knew what was exactly, but that was intelligent goalkeeping from Rahman Osman, reading the lines, coming out to grab that ball and send it to touch, but Kotoko quickly restarted play. Yaro seemed to be in a bit of pain, and he did well to avert that danger for Dreams.
3 minutes away from the break, and is Asante Kotoko dominating in possession, and at this point they seem to be the team who's creating the more goal scoring chances, but just unable to hit the back of the net. They have a free kick now, Asante Kotoko, just outside the box of Dreams FC.
And that has always been it. You can see frustration from the fans, very much eager, looking for the opener that can set the tone for the victory they are looking forward to. Lots of content, and coaching will always happen from the fans.
So that's the Nemodine chance. You can see he's talking about this missed opportunity. Look how he turned around Amwa, went past Kamara with a yawning net at his mercy. He just couldn't bury this one, Nemodine.
The most difficult part of the work was to get past the two players, the goalkeeper and Joseph Amwa. He did well. The easiest part of the work was just to tap home. And unfortunately, he hit it wide. You can see from him, extremely disappointed. That could have been the opener.
He's got 2 goals already this season. He scored in the 2-0 win over Samatex and scored the only goal against Hoho United. Anytime he scored, Dreams have gone on to win. 8 fouls, Kotoko 7 for Dreams, but not a particularly good first foul for Nemodine. Patrick Esiedu, and it's a disappointing one from Patrick Esiedu by his own standards. This is poor from him.
That's a terrible delivery there from Patrick Esiedu, knowing the quality that he wields. It's quite unclear what he was looking, whether to hit the target directly or feed his men up with that effort.
Dreams have won just 4 times this season. They've drawn twice, and they've lost as many as 7 games, Dreams FC. They scored 13 and conceded 15. 1 draw, 2 defeats, and 2 wins in their last 5 games. With that victory over Bechem United, their last win in the Premier League, having lost the previous game to 11 Wonders, and in the process, Wonders winning their very first Premier League game. 3 additional minutes, 45 minutes up already here in Kumasi. At the Babayara Stadium, is Kotoko 0, Dreams 0. Here is Walid Fuseni, lovely 10 pass, Kuma Jr. Here is Amidu Akwa, chance for Kotoko. And this is terrible from Akwa. What a miss.
Beautiful 10. Brilliant piece of play there from Walid Fusainema. You can see the frustration from Abdul Karim to Peter Amiduakwa. The easiest part Karim Zito was expecting from him was to just play that card back. But unfortunately, he decided to go for the effort and he hit it wide. Quite disappointed from Peter Amiduakwa. His impressive play does not match the numbers he records with regards to assists and goals.
Scored a beauty against Mediama, followed it up during the midweek with that win over Future Stars. But these are the games you need to be showing up if you want to be relied on to turn things around for your team when the need arises. Aqua. Adade to Shaban, and Adade's cross seemed to have gone outside before coming back in as a goal kick.
It's another disappointing set piece there, being wasted in contemporary football where set piece, it's more like a penalty or a free kick. These two sides are wasting the opportunities that they've had.
Patrick Asiedu with another long one. This time, Osman can afford to control on his chest.
It's been quite a comfortable opening half for goalkeeper Roman Osman, and will be glad if things go the same way in the second half.
Shaban on the right foot, Dreams. A last charge before the break for the Believers. Here is Adade, goes past his marker. Adade was trying to go for goal when indeed Nemodin was arriving in that 16-yard box, and Adade missed another chance for Dreams. Brilliant play from Adam Inusa. He's got Morfin Donzo moving through the middle. He hangs on, and he's outmuscled by Kuma Jr. and referee whistles. Free kick for Asante Kotoko.
Glad he had to hold his man down. Brilliant piece of play there from Inusa. The touch from the halfway line. Decided to get past Kofi Kuma, but a huge frame couldn't allow him. And Kuma had to outstretch his arm, prevent him. An obstruction duly called by the center referee.
Free kick. This might just be the final kick of the half, with Joseph Amwa stepping up to deliver for Asante Kotoko. The utility Amwa, who is playing at right back, delivers into the Dreams box. Header in by Samba O'Neill, but it lacked that precision, and Samba O'Neill's effort brings the half to an end here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. It's not been a half that has lacked excitement and competitiveness. It's had everything you can get in a top fixture like this afternoon. Dreams creating some decent scoring chances. It's fair to say the biggest chance of the half fell to Dreams FC's Nemodin. Kotoko equally had chances of their own, notably Peter Amiduakwa having one just before the break. But it's been a very interesting half of exciting football between these two. Half time, Asante Kotoko, 0. Dreams FC, 0.
In the heart of Ghana, a nation rich with natural resources and vibrant culture, lies the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, a beacon of excellence in the energy sector. For over 40 years since its creation, GNPC has committed to its mandate of developing Ghana's own petroleum resources to support the provision of adequate and reliable supply of petroleum products and reduce the country's dependence on crude oil imports, charting in the process. In education, The corporation has, among other things, constructed over 150 classroom and dormitory facilities and awarded over 4,000 scholarships to deserving Ghanaian students at the graduate and postgraduate education levels. Recognizing the importance of preserving Ghana's natural environment and the health of its people, GMPC has funded the construction of over 700 borehole water systems, 86 sanitary facilities, and 30 astroturf pitches to enhance physical and sporting health. GMPC, powering dreams.
We've had all the entertainment that we can ever think of here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, but surprisingly, the game is goalless between Asante Kotoko and Dreams FC. First half has come to a closure. You're still watching the Ghana Premier League on TV3 on your TV. My name is Mutala Yakubu. I've been joined by the assistant coach of Dreams FC, Fifi Parker Hansen. I'll ask him the obvious. Coach, how is this game 0-0?
It's unbelievable. Actually, we're all shocked about our players basically the gross opportunity they got, but it's football, anything can happen. Yeah.
Now, second half coming up, you're going in. What should change before the boys come onto the pitch for the second 45?
Yeah, all we want the boys to do is to stay focused, stay concentrated throughout the remaining 45 minutes, and make sure that we take our chances anytime we create them.
Well, wish you all the best for the second half. Fifi Pakan Hassan is the assistant coach of Dreams FC, and he says that the boys need to take their chances. First half was an avalanche of chances for Dreams FC, but they missed all these chances, and the game is still goalless here. Coach Prince also, Asante Kotoko assistant coach, has also joined me. Coach, you started very slowly. The first 20 to 25 minutes, it was all Dreams FC. What really accounted for that?
Yeah, it's been a problem for us of late. Mostly our starts don't get so sharp as we wanted. But today I was so thankful to God that they couldn't have that chance they had. So it looks like we're going to hold them after the first half. So let's see what the second half brings up.
From your end, what should change coming into the second half?
Yeah, I think we have to put more pressure on them. See them that their defense are a little bit vulnerable, so we can take advantage of it.
Well, wish you all the best for the second half. Coach Prince also is the assistant coach of Asante Kotoko. He says that they need to start well. The first half wasn't good for them. Dreams FC creating all the good chances but couldn't score. So it's goalless here between Dreams and Asante Kotoko. And we go for a quick breather. When we return, I'll be joined by Jeffrey Asari for the first half analysis.
intelligence to know where to even place the ball, either go for a shot or go for a placement. It is always a problem. Almost every team in the league is suffering. That is a major problem that is confronting our league, and the coaches must work. The players must also display intelligence in improving upon themselves.
Of course, and this was one of the opportunities that Dreams FC missed. But Asante Kotoko themselves have not been sharp in this game. It was towards the tail end of the first half. That is where they came to life.
So you have said Kwajo, you have Hubert Jehu. These are players that always want to set forward. Walid Neymar is always going to the left side supporting Peter Midwakwa. But Walid Neymar without the ball is not working. And you realize that Yalvi Chris, Kevin Ahiable were doing a lot of work. They were mopping up the second ball, picking the second ball up because they were working a lot in the midfield there. So it made it difficult for Kotoko midfield that were not too workaholic, and also what they did was playing the ball forward, interested in playing the ball forward and dropping and defending very well. If Adabo was in this game, you realize that he would have been picking those balls as a DM. Unfortunately, the entire midfield, there's no DM there. They are central midfield and attacking midfielder. That's the problem. That is why Dreams FC players have created a lot of chances, because when they pick the second balls, the ball goes to the left. You know, Shaban is there. You go to the right, Nomedin is there. Then through the middle, Salifu is there. And they had the passes mostly accurate. They got to the players, the three front striker, but unfortunately they failed to convert the chances, the 5 chances that came their way. They failed to convert any of them.
And for the first time this season, we've seen a left back playing as a right back for Asante Kotoko, Joseph Amwa, and it looks like Dreams FC are exploiting that area.
Of course, that is what you do as a coach. You also always need to make sure that you look at what are the weaknesses of my opponent. You need to exploit that all the time, because it's very important to make sure you use that play, become an easier opportunity and become a threat for you to make sure you exploit it and get advantage. So that's exactly what Wilfred Domo. But so far in the first 45 minutes, the Wilfred Domo has shown the son has taught the father a lot of things, and the father have a lot of questions to answer come second half.
Now it's obvious that Asante Kotoko are lacking a lot of quality because lots of their players are injured. Yeah. But what should change for them going into the second half?
I think the second half, what should change for them, one, they are creating some decent chances. The conversion, I mean, you can't be ballowing ball. The ball, at least you get to target. The goalkeeper, look, Osman Rahman has not even been tested in time for the 5 minutes. That is bad from Asante Kotoko.
And that is surprising.
Yeah, that is bad from Asante Kotoko. And Dreams have tested Kamara 3 solid times. Do you understand me? You need to be asking the question. Your striker need to be hitting the ball on target. Bring the best out of the goalkeeper. In the course so that there can be a deflection. Anything can happen, but the ball should be hitting target.
The back two of Asante Kotoko look a bit shaky. Samba Onel, Hamzata. Should he bring, a player like Fuseni in, Mubarak Fuseni in, Zakaria, and shift Hamzata to the right?
Well, he can do that. But, you know, the last game they played that they lost, it was Zakaria Fuseni that paired against him. So it is, Hamzata is the first time they are playing. The challenge with the injury situation, so you try to do some permutation. Unfortunately, if it's not working, you need to make the changes to make sure that it's better to have a stable centre back, have a shaky centre back, and then a non-consistent right back. That will create more problem for you. So I think that can be a change. That Hamzata goes to the right now, because when he played against United, when he played the right back, he was very effective. He was brilliant in the second half, crossing ball and sending ball to the forward players to score. So for me, I think that such a change makes a lot of sense.
We'll talk about the Asante Kotoko attack, but I told you that there were other Ghana Premier League games that were being played. That kicked off at 3 p.m. Bechem United have beaten 11-1 and Holy Stars also getting a 2-0 victory over Samatex. There's also Sweden All Blacks that is what we are witnessing at the moment. As I said, Bechem United beating 11 Wonders by a goal to nil, with the Holy Stars also defeating Samatex 2-0. Sweden Blacks also getting a 2-0 victory over Vision, and this is what we are having at the moment. Asante Kotoko Dreams goalless. Up front, Asante Kotoko's attack has been very, very blunt. They've not really been up there in terms of Mofin Donzo, Peter Akwamidu, the likes of Seth Kojo, or not really pulling their weight in this one. But for them, they would be hoping that second half would be kind to them for them to get some goals. The teams are ready to come out and do battle. Dreams FC have been able to hold on Asante Kotoko very, very well, creating all the big chances in this game, but not being able to get any pass. Goalkeeper Kamara at the moment. For Asante Kotoko, they would want to improve, especially in the final third. Walid Fuseni Neymar getting a big opportunity, but not being able to convert that one. One of the chances that Dreams FC had here, but it went straight to Kamara. It was, he fumbled a bit, but was able to gather himself and pick that one up. So at the moment, Asante Kotoko chasing a win. They have to do everything within their power to get 3 points. The fans here are clearly not happy. Okay, well, let's see what happens in the second half. The teams are ready to do battle, so I hand you over back to our team of commentators, Nana Dakwa JC and Kelvin Owusu. I see you after the second 45 minutes.
Master. Welcome back for second half. It is the Ghana Premier League Match Day 14 fixture between Asante Kotoko and Dreams FC. First half ended goalless, with both teams creating decent scoring chances. The brightest of them going to Dreams FC's Nemodin, who squandered with a yawning net before him. Peter Amiduako also had a very decent opportunity and he fluffed it. But it was an evenly contested first half with Asante Kotoko slightly on top, dominating in possession. Back from recess, you'll be thinking Dormon and Zito will be having a go at each other in the master and apprentice battle.
The two teams are all culpable for not making the right decisions. Johnson Owusu joined Asante Kotoko earlier this season. Lots haven't improved. That's the reason why there should be quick changes.
Morifin Donzo has made way for Kwame Opoku. Is a like for like. Kwame Opoku, he has not been consistent this season for Asante Kotoko, basically due to injuries. But if it's in his elements, he is Kotoko's right man for goals in the Premier League. You know what? Last season, Kotoko beat Dreams and Kwame Opoku was on a brace in that 4-1 win that also saw Albert Amoah on the score sheet for the Porcupine Warriors. You know, the Nigerian international Fernando Bassi was also on the score sheet. Now, Opoku gets us going for second half here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. It's Asante Kotoko versus Dreams FC.
Second half, lots to improve. The two teams are all culpable for the number of opportunities that they missed. And the first half, they'll be looking forward to making more prudent decisions and making sure that decisions would count, result in positivity than what was witnessed in the first half. Dreams FC know that a point here will revitalize their dreams of keeping up the pieces.
Good timing from Yaro, but it's Hubert Jehu. That's silly. It's a foul that crazy Alvigo. They can't complain about it. And he gets himself booked for that clumsy challenge. It's a foul. Free kick for Asante Kotoko.
You can see he was clearly disappointed with that, but he got the ball, but just clattered into his man with his left foot. Noshu, very much unlucky to have received the yellow card, and as you can see, a bit disappointed with that decision from the center referee, George Efa. Hubert Jehu a bit casual with that ball. It was a good opportunity for him to quickly restart play after Dreams had lost possession, but decided to wait, and Chris had absolutely every right to go in for that tackle, trying to win the ball.
Free kick for Asante Kotoko. Patrick Esiedu lines up for it. Sambo O'Neill, the captain, also shows interest. It will be Sambo O'Neill. He goes over it, but referee whistles because there's some confusion in that Dreams FC box behind the wall. Dormon wants the wall to be alert before the free kick is taken. Sambo O'Neill goes over it. Patrick Esedu drives one and it goes straight to Yaro. Nemodine, can he break out on a counter? Good reaction coming from Hamzata to deny Aminu the passage.
Yaro seems to have had a very decent game. He's put his body on the line. He's been making crucial tackles. He's been making sure that all the attacks from Kotoko and danger is averted. Looks more improved than the player we've seen making mistakes in the last couple of games Dreams have played.
Flag is up for offside against Nemodine. Hamzata switches to Amidu Aqua. He's got Adade to beat. Aqua's got quick feet. The final touch came off. Adade is a Kotoko corner.
There's a lot at stake. Kotoko seemed to be on a walking pace with Dreams FC, which suited their sit-and back approach. Hopefully a lot more intensity injected into the second half will give them that time, an option of getting better opportunities to score.
Collins Boa starting from the bench this afternoon, one of those trusted midfielders for Dreams. Amwad Delevers away by Kuma Jr. Here is Patrick Esedu to Jehu, who switches to Walid Fuseni down the right side. He shows too much of the ball to Nemodine, who takes possession from him, but he does well to retrieve it.
That was very good rate of the ball there by Nemodine. He knew exactly what he wanted to do. But Walid, with strength, making sure that he quickly recovers to keep possession for the Porcupines. Now, talking about Collins Boa, as much as he's a trusted midfielder, he's very much important to this team. As a captain, you can clearly trust his importance to this team, reading the game cautiously.
Walid Fuseni is trying to pick out Adam Inusa, who stays relentless but can't just get the ball at the expense of Kuma Jr., who's formed a very decent partnership with Isaac Yaro in the heart of defense for the Believers this afternoon.
Throughout the season, this is arguably the best coordination I've seen from Dreams FC with regards to their central defensive partnership. And it seems to be working smoother for them.
Kwame Opoku, Adade comes across the face of the goal and sends the one to Nemodine. This is a foul against Joseph Amwa. Been overly aggressive on Nemodine.
You clearly understand Nemodine very quick, smart, intelligent. You can just not afford to let him lose any space and any inch of grass to get ahead of you.
Nemodine and Jehu Daswell to take possession for Kotoko. Asante Kotoko breaks away. Kwame Opoku makes the move. Flag stays down. He has Yaro to contend with. Opoku hangs on, holds on, and finds Patrick Esedu. Now Asante Kotoko. Samba O'Neill. He's looking at the spaces he's got in front of him and he wants to try something. Here is Patrick Esedu. Asante Kotoko. Joseph Amwa is all alone on the right side and he falls to Hamzata. Here comes Joseph Amwa. Adam Inusa is a good ball to Inusa on his left foot. He swings one in. Away by Kuma Jr. Eventually cleared away.
Shaban making sure that he wouldn't take chances on the extreme end of that penalty area. He couldn't see Patrick Esedu coming close and he had to just clear his lines. Kotoko trying to quickly inject some more energy into their play.
Here is Adam Inusa. Asante Kotoko sees Patrick Esedu but goes to Aqua instead. Good 1-2 between Asante Kotoko and Aqua. Here is Adam Inusa, checks onto his left. He finds Patrick Esedu with a cut but cleared by Yaro.
The intent was very clear. Brilliant play there from Seth Kwejo, trying to weave some magic. But that final delivery from Patrick Asiedu, he had worked that one a second earlier.
Here is Aqua, loses possession. Now can Dreams send defense into attack? Abdul Razak Salifu up against the long legs of Hamza Atta, who goes to Kamara. He's been isolated in front and doesn't seem to be in control of the positions he finds himself in. Razak Salifu.
Razak Salifu hasn't really been prolific for Dreams FC, but you cannot fault him today. He hasn't been fed as much as we've seen from previous games. The service has been very much limited.
Joseph Amwa, purposeless goal kick for Dreams, and he knows too well. Been apologetic with that aimless one.
Apologizes for it. He saw Rahman outside of his goalkeeper's area. Was trying to find that audacious strike.
Decision against Nemodine, free kick Asante Kotoko.
Nemodine working tirelessly, still trying his best to cause lots of havoc and at least make amends for that miss in the first half, but there's a watertight defense from the Porcupines.
Kilby Joe could just say threads one, and it's a good dummy by Esiedu, fouled by Adade. Referee was right there, no questions at all whatsoever about this decision. Free kick Asante Kotoko.
That was clever, intelligent there, making sure that he picked up his man Adade. So much experience. Seth Kwejo plunging the ball through. Esiedu was tearing away from Adade. Once you hold your man in front of the referee, there was no way he was going to let that one slide.
Kotoko on the sixth position of the league log with 21 points from 13 games, 5 wins, 6 draws, and only 2 defeats this season for Asante Kotoko. They've scored 14 and conceded 9. Here is Samba O'Neill. He bends the free kick and it goes over the bar for a goal kick.
That was quite disappointing. They're just making a mess of all the set pieces they've had. I'm sure the coaching staff will be very much disappointed. Look at that. Too high. I'm not sure a second goalpost would have accommodated that kick.
The last time Kotoko played here, he rescued the team from the jaws of defeat against Mediama when his injury time header got Kotoko a point after Mediama had taken a 2-goal lead. It's goalless between Asante Kotoko and Dreams FC here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. 55 minutes. Good play from Hubert Jeo, but Yaro turns to Osman. Keeper struggling to deal with it, but referee whistles for the young goalkeeper to get the advantage.
You can clearly see that was very good delivery there from Nusa. Oh, would you blame Kwame Poko for trying to win the ball? And Nusa very much lucky there from that challenge, and he knows he fluffed.
A mini conference between the technical team of Dreams. Wilfred Dormon has called up his assistant Adnan Saeed and the physiotherapist Gideon Atta to strategize, improvise, and take Kotoko by surprise. Free kick Dreams.
That was a rash challenge there from Kotoko's captain, Sambo O'Neill. Needless with a player. Brothers back, Adam Zamino. Brothers back to the goalpost. And now trying to find his feet on the right-hand side of Dreams FC's attack. He can't be losing and committing errors and giving free kicks away in these positions.
It's refreshing to see Adade back in his form after losing his place to Ofori McCarthy last season after the Confederations Cup when they exited 2 seasons ago. Ofori McCarthy took his position, so that's Nemodane again. Poor first touch from Nemodane.
That's quite surprising how he wanted to take that ball, leaning back. He was always leaning back. There was no opportunity to have the right body positioning to make that ball easier for him to strike. Always questionable with his decision making.
Sambo O'Neill onto the path of Hubert Jehu. Clever play from Jehu to win the ball from Owusu. Jehu said Kwame Opoku with an improvised effort, but he seemed to have kicked into the upper body of Yaro. Free kick Dreams.
You can quite understand the raw there. Kwame Opoku brilliantly bringing the ball under control on his chest. Jehu making sure that that tussle went his favor. Brilliant control on his chest. He was first to the ball, and I think Yaro put his body in line to make that block. It's quite understandable why he's making the complaint of the foul being given against him. But that, the referee deemed that's a high foot.
12 fouls, Asante Kotoko, 12 Dreams. A very keenly contested game. Chance for Kotoko. Adam Inusa bends one, but it just gets blocked. Then it's a corner. Poor clearance from Kuma Jr.
Brilliant piece of play there. Kwame Opoku picked it up from Hubert Jehu, made that pass to Amino. And once again, Christian Owusu doing everything, putting his body on the line to make that block. Time-saving block.
Joseph Amoa's corner goes low. Kotoko's captain goes down. There's an appeal for a penalty. Referee was right there. He doesn't even look the direction of Samba. Now he attends to him.
That was quite a teasing free kick there. It hasn't been seen from Kotoko this season. Seems to be one that has been rehearsed by the group. Look at that. A low drive there from Samba was first to that. And that was clumsy. Dreams lucky not to have conceded a penalty from that.
Abdul Razak. Lovely play from the striker. Owusu, Kuma Jr., Anyable. Kuma Jr., the idea was good. He's trying to find Shaban down the right side, but it's Kamara who arrives first for Kotoko.
Very good read of the ball there from Kamara. Kuma Jr. cleverly as an adapt midfielder playing in central defense. He knows when to pick up the passes. That was an intelligent one from him. The accuracy was the only deficiency.
Here is Shaban on the right side. He's got a lot of space in front of him. Asiedu comes forward. Shaban controls well, looks for support. Can't find it in Chris. Here is Kelvin Anyable. Owusu. Kelvin switches to the right. Shaban allows the ball to pass. He's got Adade behind him. Clever. He wins the throw at the expense of Patrick Asiedu.
And that is clever and intelligence there from Shaban Patrick Asiedu. Having a debate with the referee, but Shaban was quick. He got to the ball. And it's clear the final touch came off Patrick Asiedu.
He has no business complaining, Asiedu.
It's quite surprising why he engaged in that banter with the assistant referee.
Six home games this season. Asante Kotoko 3 wins, 3 draws, no defeats, 11 goals scored at the Baba era, 6 conceded. And Asante Kotoko have won 3 times and drawn 5 and drawn twice in their last 5 home games in the Premier League. But the last home game they played here, they drew against Mediama. In a game, they had to fight from 2 goals down to get a point from. Here is Owusu for Dreams. Stopped by Amwa. Here is Inusa. Kwame Poku makes the move, but I'm not sure they were on the same page. Inusa and Opoku.
That was quite a bit of a problem. The Kwame Poku was waiting for the initial pass. There was a delay. There was no way he was going to commit himself in an offside position.
Shaban on the right for Dreams. He wants to take on Patrick Esiedu. He's got the pace, but Esiedu has got these fine tackles in his locker. But this time, it's a foul. He disagrees with the assistant referee. He seemed to claim he got the ball first and not the man first.
You can quite understand him. The assistant referee was close to the action. You can see why he's making that complaint. He slid in to make that challenge.
And it's obvious what somebody is trying to tell him. Ask your assistant referee, was it a foul? Because it seemed not to be a decision from the assistant referee, but from the centre man.
It was clear. It was a decision coming from the centre man, judging from his position.
Dreams are coming up with 2 substitutions. Jonathan Nemodane and Adam Sameno will make way for Charles Bottels and Godfrey Sapon respectively.
It looks more like a like for like. Since Nemodine missed that opportunity, he hasn't been himself again. And I'm sure the coach knows that psychologically he's playing a big part on his team, and he needs to quickly make those changes to keep his team on the same page as expected. Aminu hasn't really glittered as expected. And I'm sure Bartel's coming on would open up lots of spaces together with Godfrey Sapon. 2 attackers coming on. Nothing has changed defensively.
The apprentice trying to show the master, I've still got a bit of what you taught me. 64 minutes and Zito will be thinking, how do I break this apprentice down? It's a free kick for Dreams and it's Adade right behind it. Adade swings one in. No connection from Dreams. Wayward delivery coming from Shaban Nazir.
Shaban very much eager to make an impact. Clever tear away from his man. From the position, there's no need going for the drive. The color with the inside of the foot is expected. He had another option to lay a quick pass to find Bartels, who had just come on. Poor decision making and a poor strike.
Some 65 minutes already here in Kumasi. Get to Kwame Opoku. Ebenezer Adade trying to get to Kobna. Walid Hussein, he's gone missing in this second half. He switches to Amwa. Good play from Amwa. Hubert Jehu cuts it back. Kwame Opoku. He's blown it into the skies and he can't even believe himself.
That was virtually enforced. Disappointed from the man who's been trusted to come on and get the goals. Brilliant whip there. Hubert Jehu and Joseph Abua. Look at that coordination. And that was more like a penalty to be hit by Kwame Opoku. On force, no pressure.
No wonder there's a school of thought suggesting that Asante Kotoko might have to go into the market for a striker when the transfer window opens later next week. They missed Albert Amwa through the transfer to Libya. Morifin Donzo is not firing, and Kwame Opoku seems to have forgotten where he left his scoring boots.
And it's something the coach has admitted. Clearly, he needs the centre forward, he needs a goal poacher, he needs a scorer to be finishing of glorious opportunities. And every now and then, his current strikers are justifying why he needs to revamp his attack.
Last season, Kotoko made light work of this Dreams FC team at this venue. They scored 4 goals against Dreams. Dreams responded just once, and it was Nemodin who missed that glorious chance, who scored the only goal when Kotoko beat Dreams 4-1 last season here. And Kwame Opoku, who squandered that big chance, scored a brace in that game. It's a good tackle from Joseph Amwa to deny Shaban that passage. Great tackle.
Great tackling there. He quickly understood what the assignment was. He knew Shaban was going to go after that poor touch from him. Sliding in and making sure the block was enough to send the ball out of touch.
Dreams have a corner and his captain, Ebenezer Adade, to take. Adade bends one to the near post, and Abdul Razak Salifu came in with a glancing header, but it's not troubling Asante Kotoko.
And you can see the reaction from Sambo Nel. Kwame Poko near to his man, left him virtually unmarked. Under no pressure, and he nearly got that ball on target. You can understand the concern from the centre back.
Somebody was head screaming at Kwame Opoku. Why did you leave him all alone to go unmarked with that header? Here is Samzata, Aqua, Amwa. Dreams take possession. Hamzata, that's what to get the ball for Asante Kotoko. Here is Amwa. With that outside of his foot, he finds Walid Fuseni. Now Aqua, he's got Yaro to beat. Aqua hangs on, and Aqua concedes a throw-in.
Very unfortunate one in there, but clever defensive work there from Dreams.
Time for substitution. Triple from Kotoko. Baba Yaya, Lawson Che Menu, and Philip Amo will be coming in to replace the likes of Walid Fuseni, Seth Kojose, and then Aqua will be replaced by Philip Amo. Interesting substitutions by Abdul Karim Zito.
Well, clearly Peter Miduakwa hasn't really given his side lots to cheer about. You can understand why the coach has taken him off, to bring on more vibrant players.
Adade. Sapon. Owusu. Shaban. Good ball to Owusu, who swings in across. Headed out by Hamzata. Esedu gets it further away. Kelvin Ahiable. Ebenezer Adade. Good movement from the right back. Adade goes down just outside the box. Babayaya tripping Adade, who was just on the move in making that inroad into Kotoko's 18-yard box. Free kick for Dreams FC.
That was intelligent from Adade, the captain of the team. It was a pull there from both players. Patrick Esiedu started with it, and Babayaya continued pulling. There's no way the referee was going to ignore that. Kotoko continuously, consistently making these errors.
Free kick to Dreams FC. Abdul Karim Zito, a former Dreams FC coach, knows they can head Kotoko through the set piece. Ebenezer Adade is one player who has got it in his locker but he's done it so poorly. Goes past Kwame Opoku, swings in one, just over the top for a goal kick.
If he had that enough power in his legs, why did he go with a casual delivery of that free kick? It's quite surprising. And I think with all his experiences making this decision, he's virtually given a glorious chance away there. An opportunity for his team to have actually gotten the opener.
Some scores of Ghana Premier League games played on match day 14. Swedro All Blacks have beaten Vision FC by 2-0 in Swedro. Second straight win for the Black Magicians after beating Wonders last weekend. Holy Stars also beat Samatex 2-0 and Bechem beat Wonders 1-0. That's the earlier incident that took the Dreams midfielder and the Kotoko winger down.
Chris coming in the collision there with Edus Adams.
Kotoko legend Malik Jaber and IMC chairman Nana Pinkra looking on keenly and asking, when are we going to hit the back of the net?
Malik Jaber will be very much concerned as technical advisor to the team. He'll be thinking, what do we need to even get right to stop dropping lots of points at home?
Philip Amo, Jehu, Baba, Chris Yalvi. Here is Godfrey Sarpon onto the right side. He's aiming at Bartels, but hangs on and got Esiedu to beat. And Bartels has teased Esiedu to win the corner kick. Esiedu again. He's going to argue with the assistant referee, but I think he's got no case here.
Well, virtually he had no case. Very intelligent place there. There was no way the referee was going to whistle for that against Bartels.
Adade's corner. Away by Kwame Opoku. Here is Baba Yaya. Opoku has lost it. Owusu. Shaban. Stopped in his tracks. And referee whistles for a decision against Kotoko just on the edge of the box. A decision that has been greeted with displeasure and disapproval from both the Kotoko players and the fans alike in the stands.
They may clearly be in disagreement, but you can understand that was a genuine shouting there. It was a step on the foot. Conte Inusa with a very late challenge was quite needless from him. At the edge of the penalty area, you need to be more careful.
16 fouls, Kotoko 14 Dreams. Inusa committing the latest. Free kick, Dreams. Kamara to be tested once again. Free kick, Ebenezer Adade to take for the Believers. Efa whistles. Adade steps forward. He goes for goal to the near post and Kamara saves it for Kotoko. It's a corner for Dreams. Kamara with a reflex save that denies Dreams the opening goal.
That was better from Adade. He knew he made a mistake with the first free kick. Brilliant drive in there, nearly catching the goalkeeper with the surprise hit. Cleverly hit. And he had enough curl to force that save from Kamara.
Adade's corner to the near post. This time, Razak Salifu's contact sends the ball out for a goal kick. We've got a cutover on our mark to wrap up. With no goals scored by both sides. A game not short of goal scoring opportunities. But the big question is, when will the ball hit the back of the net? Here is Adade. Kotoko gets a foul because Hubert Joe goes down from the challenge of Adade.
Clearly unhappy there. He was looking at tearing away with that pass from Babaya, nicking it away from his marker. That was the second sliding challenge from Adade. Very strong. And knew he had to put his body on the line to prevent Joe from making that turn. Very tactical foul.
Babaya delivers. And young goalkeeper Roman Osman is out already, and he tries to put one through for Sarpong. Baba. No, man, he's asking too much from Lawson Chemenu, the Kotoko Academy graduate.
You can see the frustration from Abdul Karim Zito, that return pass in a very close space. Wasn't expected from Baba. He was looking forward to him making that pass into the central midfield more than playing it down the lateral.
Sarpong shows great strength, but referee thinks he's done it more than enough. There's a foul against Kuma Jr. A push on Inusa.
It was quite surprising with his huge frame. He decided to stretch his arm and push his man instead of rising high to get to that. These mistakes may come back, hurting them and giving free kicks in very good position away at this point in time. You would want an each perfect game free of mistakes.
Kotoko have a free kick with some 10 more minutes to 90. Been frustrated by Dreams here. Aside the beat back-to-back last season, Kotoko beat Dreams actually in the first round with goals from Baba and Saka Dauda, with Esso scoring that goal for Dreams. Amwa's delivery. Kwame Poku! Asante Kotoko finally have the opening goal. It is Kwame Opoku coming off the bench to replace Morifin Donzo. Has put the Porcupines in the lead. It's Asante Kotoko 1. Dreams 0. Not the cleanest of hits, but who cares? The Porcupines in the lead here at the Baba Yara Stadium with 10 more minutes to go. It's Kotoko 1, Dreams 0. Kwame Opoku the scorer.
A poacher's dream, always finding yourself in the right position. The ricochet of Yarrow and his man, very much unfortunate between himself and Kevin Ahiable. It dropped to Kwame Poku. It wasn't the best of connections, but enough to beat goalkeeper Roman Osman.
But you're asking, what were the defenders doing? As many as 5 Dreams FC defenders right in their box, but somewhere, somehow, Kwame Opoku finds the back of the net to give Kotoko a breather with 10 more minutes to go.
That is what the game offers. Just before the free kick I mentioned, these are the moments in the game you need to keep your concentration high. The needless free kick that was given away by Kuma and Kotoko have punished them. All the set pieces that have come has been wasted, but Opoku was not going to miss that after missing that glorious opportunity earlier. He picked himself in the right position at the right time and at the right moment once the ball ricocheted off Yara Isaac from Kelvin Ahiable to find the opener. Dreams will be ruined their decisions and indecisions they've made in these last couple of minutes.
That goal seemed to have given Kotoko extra impetus. Here is Inusa with a cross. Chance for Kotoko. Amo, can they get the second? Yarrow is there. And Yarrow to the rescue of Dreams FC. Now Shaban. Jou intelligently wins the throw-in from the boot of Ahiable.
He's arguably been the best player for Asante Kotoko this season after Captain Sambo O'Neill. He makes things click and work for them in that midfield, and is clearly showing that.
Battels over elaborating on the part of Battels, and it's a free kick for Dreams. I'm wondering how Wilfred Dortmund will be livid about the manner in which that goal was conceded. I didn't have any conviction behind it. I'm not sure Poku even felt that ball could beat the goalkeeper, considering how he didn't get it that right, but somewhere, somehow, it got in.
These are goals, and especially this is a goal that wouldn't come as a matter of managerial inefficiency and tactical flaw. He did everything right. It was all about concentration and decision making from that free kick that let his team down. He knows his master too well, and he's actually shut the shop for him until that goal happened.
And the top gaffers will tell you, you can teach these boys all you want them to do, but concentration is another story. Chance for Dreams, and that was nearly the equalizer from Battels. Wilfred Dortmund knows that was pretty close for Dreams FC from Battels.
That was very much impressive. Got past his man Ubejao from the sliding challenge. He knew Kamara had come out of his goalpost. Sweet left foot, Kela. And it was always tearing away from Kamara. He could have easily found the equalizer in that bottom left corner of Kamara's goalpost.
And whisker away from that equalizer from Battels. Kotoko have a date with 11 Wonders next weekend at the University of Ghana Stadium on match day 15. And Dreams FC will be at home against Brecum Chelsea. Dreams are popping up in the Kotoko area, trying to hit back at them right away. But Kamara is not troubled, and Kotoko have a player down. Looks like it's the captain, Samba O'Neill, who has gone down. Okay, not the captain, Samba O'Neill is at the other side.
Looks more like it's Patrick Essiedu.
Yeah, Essiedu.
He struggled. He's battling through injury. There's a lot at stake within this game. You can see he's worked his heart out in both in defense and in attack, and see the path. The supporters can cheer now. The Porcupine Tertiary finding their voices.
That's the delivery from Amwa, bounced off Yaro, and Kwame Opoku, not the cleanest of hits on the left foot, and the ball just finds his way to the back of the net.
Concerns will be raised, I'm sure, during the review. Chris leaving his marker, Kwame Opoku, to run into the goalkeeper's area to make that final shot under no duress whatsoever. Lapse in concentration.
We're in the final 5 minutes of regulation time, 85 minutes at the Baba Yara Stadium in Kumasi. Asante Kotoko 1, Dreams 0. Kwame Opoku with a 79th-minute opening goal for the Porcupine Warriors.
You can see Abdul Karim Zito clearly not happy with the decision making from his team.
So decision taken against Asante Kotoko's goalkeeper Kamara for handing the ball outside of his area, and he grabs it. Dreams wanted to quickly do it behind him, and that was Shaban's effort.
That is quite needless from Kamara. What is he arguing over? Indecision. They placed the ball, it was passed to him, and decided to catch it and play it again. And I love the insistence and authority from referee Gideon.
Awkward clearance from Hamzata. Philip Amor. Kuma Jr. Kotoko still bossing the game in terms of possession at 53 against the 47 by Dreams. Lawson Chairman, who brought down, he stays down. Referee wants the young chap to be attended to. He had a brilliant game when Kotoko beat future stars the other day in a Jesu when he came off the bench. Lawson Chemenu. He's a player Zito seems to have a lot of confidence in, hoping that he becomes a mainstay, hopefully in the second round of the Premier League.
He's one for the future, very intelligent, tests away from his marker. And if a player comes on to replace Seth Kwajo, you can understand. You can see his coordination in midfield cautiously and consistently, making sure that his players find themselves in the best positions to pick up passes.
"87 minutes and counting. Kotoko 1, Dreams 0 at the Baba Yara Stadium. Kotoko bent on returning to winning ways after disappointing their fans the last time they played at this venue against Mediama. They had to dig so deep to equalize on the stroke of full time.
And in the last 3 games, getting this victory, the last 4 from the Ghana Premier League, will be good riddance for them. The last game they played, Ahohoi came with lots of uninspiring performances and frustration from the fans.
1 win, 2 draws, 2 defeats in the last 5. Not good news for Karim Zito. Hopefully this win will take them back on track with their title ambitions. And Zito said that win over Future Stars was a point of resetting Asante Kotoko's season.
And it's quite a good moment for them as they don't have jammed up fixtures like they used to from the start of the season.
Philip Amo, his cross ricochets over Dade.
There's a game of football. The fine margins do count. Dreams FC have done everything within their might to repel the attacks from Asante Kotoko. It just took one moment of a lapse and they were punished.
Kotoko will jump to the 3rd position on the league log. If the result stays this way, they go on 24 points, 2 behind Mediama and 3 behind the leaders, Eduana, with Mediama having a game to spare against Gold Stars. Esiedu with a cross is low and is taken care of by Kelvin Ahiable. Here is Battels to Adade. Dortmund takes the knee in the final seconds of regulation time. He is a coach under pressure.
That's a signature posture when he's in desperation.
That's a clumsy challenge from Jehu. He'll be lucky not to get a yellow card. Unlucky. He gets into the book of referee.
And that was
George
virtually
Afa,
needless.
Very needless. And
he went in with
silly.
malice. Just like you're saying. And maybe I used a more cautious word for him.
You're charitable to him.
Yeah.
90 minutes. Kotoko 1, Dreams 0 in Kumasi. 6 additional minutes as indicated by 4th referee William Agbovi Jr. His Dreams huffing and puffing to equalize, and that effort from Adade goes wide and is a goal kick.
Adade very eager to make amends for his side, ready to try get the final goal that could be the equalizer in the final minutes of the game. You can see from these substitutes, they are warming up. They quickly want an equalizer. Maybe they may play a part in the game, but as to how it's going to come, that's an issue. Kotoko have been trying, making sure that decisions made from their end will be geared towards keeping that solitary goal or probably cushioning themselves. That was great defensive work there from Joseph Amwa, pulling his man Inusa on the bike.
Here is Inusa up against Yaro with a right-footed cross, and Kwame Opoku with a header, and Kotoko with a chance from Amo is cleared by Kuma Jr. Now Asiedu, Hamzata, Samba. It's fair to say Kwame Opoku has brought some more urgency into the Kotoko attack, comparing it to what Morifin Donzi was offering in the first half.
There is more movement, opening up the defense, offering Inusa that opportunity to plunge through the centre back and the left back, and also down the right wing to send in some very good deliveries.
So there you go. That lady seemed to be a familiar face who you're very used to.
Yeah. You can call him Araba Cakes. She's the woman who's been selling throughout.
Jew's effort, and Osman hesitates to grab it, but he does well this time. Razak bitten to it by O'Neill. Amwa heads it back. Flag up. Decision against Abdul Razak Salifu.
And it's quite surprising, Salifu questioning that decision as to whatever decision that was made. Just poor kick there from Kamara, wasting the possession they had.
Yaro. Owusu. Shaban. Foul against Joseph Amwa for bringing down Mohamed Shaban.
Safe Amwa with a needless challenge there, but Kamara goes down. And he'll waste some more time.
Dreams FC will drop to the relegation zone and occupy the 16th position with a paltry 14 points. If the results stay this way, they are 1 point above Bechem United on 13th and 13 points and 17th on the log, with the bottom club 11 Wonders down on the 18th spot with just 6 points. So Dreams condemned to the bottom three with this defeat staring at them in the face.
And it's quite unfortunate that the man who rescued them last season from being relegated is the same man in charge of the team, but he cannot seem to find the right pattern, the right patch, the missing puzzle of the missing jigsaw to really put this team in the best moment. You can see a lot of frustration. They play well, but indecision all over in the final third. You ask yourself the fine margins. If Nemodin had opened the scoring in the first half, it would have been of Asante Kotoko.
One to the final seconds of stoppage time here at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium in Kumasi. Dreams chasing the equalizer. Here is Chris Bartels. Lovely skill. Ball is cleared away by Esiedu. Shaban can't keep it in.
And that, clearly will be summing it all up for Dreams and how things have been for them today. Throughout the season has always been the same case.
Santa is in town early, but has decided to take it cool in the stands.
Isn't Santa supposed to bring joy to everyone?
No excitement in the posture of the Santa. Confirmation of the scoreline. Kotoko 1, Dreams 0. We are into the final 20 seconds. Clock is fast ticking against the wishes of Dreams, but for Kotoko, they wouldn't mind. And Kamara wouldn't mind allowing the ball to go outside for a goal kick.
He's very much experienced. He knows what to do at this moment to make sure that the team can keep themselves at peace until the final whistle to keep their 1-goal lead.
I get the feeling that this delivery from Kamara might just be attentively looking on. At this point, it's fair to say Kotoko have backed maximum points. Maybe the believers have other ideas. Let's see how he goes. Here is Hamzata. He gives the ball away to Razak. Here is Bartels. Can he get the equalizer? And Bartels shoots and is feeble. And is cleared away by Hamzata right on the goal line. Dreams are beginning to believe in these late stages. It is still dreams. Here is Bartels. He goes past his man, goes down, and Samba gets the ball away for Asante Kotoko. Kotoko lucky.
Very lucky moments there. Hamzata momentarily lapsed in concentration. They're giving the ball away. Nearly punished. I think Bartels took too many touches before making that hit.
Dreams FC with a late charge on Asante Kotoko to get the equalizer, and all eyes on this young man, George Efasojonu, for the final whistle. Dreams are chasing for the equalizer. Kotoko are jealously protecting that thin lead. Shaban's throwing away by Esiedu. Here is Shaban, stopped by Lawson Menu, and that's the final whistle. Asante Kotoko are back to winning ways, and Kwame Opoku's goal has powered Asante Kotoko to third position on the Premier League log. He came off the bench after recess to replace Morifin Donzo, and he made sure Kotoko bagged maximum points in this keenly contested fixture here under the lights of the Baba Arab. It's been a very, very interesting game, Kelvin.
Very interesting game. Lots of battles won, lots of battles lost. And it only took one moment to separate the two teams, and the two coaches understand themselves that, yes, I knew you. I made sure I gave you a good game. Zito understand Dortmund gave him a good game. But in a game of football, the fine margins do count. There are times as champions you need to muddle through, and Kotoko have just done that.
In the battle between the father and the son, the father reigns supreme. In that battle between the master and apprentice, the master shows his class. Asante Kotoko, back to winning ways, powered into the top 4 of the league log on third position, and Adam Inusa rewarded with the MVP for his sterling performance on the wings for Asante Kotoko. Full time at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. Asante Kotoko 1, Dreams FC 0.
In the heart of Ghana, a nation rich with natural resources and vibrant culture.
On the road for Dreams FC after all the chances that they created in this game. Asante Kotoko have beaten them by a goal to nil in match day 40. My name is Mutale Akubu, still TV3 and Onuya TV, and it's the Ghana Premier League. I've been joined by the head coach of Dreams FC, Winfred Domo. Coach, first of all, commiseration to you for losing this game. I mean, I don't know where to start from. How come you created all these chances and ended up losing?
Well, it's very, very disappointing. I mean, heartbreaking, to be honest. They started this first half, like I told you, we decided to contain them, play on a quick transition, which we managed to open them up. I mean, on 3-4 occasions in the first half. I could not imagine that this game ended 0-0 after the first 45 minutes. Then the second half, we came with this on 1 or 2 adjustments. Okay, Kotoko also pushed, to be fair. They also had 1 or 2 chances, but we defended very well. Then we did 1 or 2 chances, tactical changes. We decided to push them. Then against the run of play, a free kick so to speak. I think we didn't defend the lines very, very well. Then we did 1 or 2 changes again. We decided to look for, salvage for something, because on the balance of play, Dreams FC deserve a point. I mean, there were chances. I mean, we just need somebody just to put the ball into the goal, but it was not coming. It's unfortunate that the team played so well. I mean, dominated the play, and you could not pick something from this game. I mean, football sometimes can be very disappointing.
Yeah. I know you are disappointed, but commiserations to you again. That is the head coach of Winfred Dormon, head coach of Dreams FC, Winfred Dormon there, talking about how disappointed he is with the results. Dreams FC creating all the chances, and I wish you could see what he did with his father just a few minutes ago. It's a father and son affair, so it's still a home match. I will call this one a home match. Karim Zito has also joined me, head coach of Asante Kotoko. Coach, how much of a relief is this result to Asante Kotoko and you personally?
I think we went 4 matches. We couldn't beat anybody. We created a lot of chances, but putting the ball into the net was our biggest problem. We don't stay focused. And you can easily see that we are playing, but the goals are not coming. So this match is supposed to be an important match to me, because I just want to break the jinx of not winning for 4 matches. It has not happened to me. Is it true? No, at least I will do something. But it was very enjoyable. Those who did not come to watch the game today have missed something, because the coach has proved that really I taught him something, and I'm very happy for him. Even though the last minute I was able to beat him, I took my chances well.
I told you it's a family affair, Coach Karim Zito. Thanks very much. Then wish you all the best going forward in your other games or your subsequent games. Asante Kotoko, big one for them. Big win, because they had gone 4 games without a win, and finally they have won. The most valuable player in today's game, Adam Inusa here. Adam, finally after 4 games, more winning. One Casano, any J that say?
Yeah, Charlie. 4 matches, you win. The game, yeah, near plan say game with it. I say at all costs, I say a winning game winner. My fans no manage, because any easy 4 matches without a win there, Charlie. Any easy. Japan.
Now one Casano performance this season, I was through Obia Bawa Baso. Again, now yes, from Kwama or performance this season. What for, sir?
Met Maga say, I'm more expecting more. I can't go, no. Born in the Bobat. Goose, no. Me assure me say goose in a beba into. I'm watching out say.
Well, that is Inusam Adams there, the most valuable player in today's game. He was very, very instrumental in Asante Kotoko getting a 1-0 victory here. And that ends our coverage of match day 14 of the Ghana Premier League. We started on Friday, where we brought you that game from the Kwando Stadium, where Diana won, and yesterday the University of Ghana Sports Stadium, Hartlepool, also getting a 1-0 victory over Nation. And we've ended here with another 1-0 victory for Asante Kotoko. 4 games, winless run comes to an end. The Porcupine Warriors are happy, and the fans here who came in their numbers are on cloud 9. My name is Mutalai Akubu. I did this with Jeffrey Asari, Nanada Kwajesi, and Kelvin Uso Asawa in commentary position. It's the Ghana Premier League on TV3 and Onuya TV, powered by Adisa Production Limited. Have a good evening and see you on the road for match day 15.